completed several successful house flips over the past few years, and while I've made significant income from them, I've also made my share of mistakes that have cost me time, money, and stress. In this video, we'll go over 5 important lessons that I've learned to help you avoid making these same mistakes. Hey guys, I'm Brandy Leiden, host and founder of Mom You're Not Alone. I'm also a local realtor here in Knoxville, Tennessee, and an investor. So we're gonna dive into the 5 mistakes to avoid on your house flips. Number 1, neglecting to inspect and assess the property before purchasing. So purchasing a house without assessing the location and having a professional inspection completed can lead to significant problems. An inspection will help identify if there are any big problems with the property, like a foundation. There might be really bad plumbing. Let's talk about cast iron plumbing, and houses in the 60s. Anything like that would take a significant amount of time and money to repair. Without this step in the process, you won't know about additional expenses until you start the renovations. I'll give you a personal example. Bought a property, no inspection. I know, one of my own mistakes, right? So purchase a home, no inspection, and get to getting it prepared to rent, and it has major foundation issues. So cracks in the foundation issues that are gonna have to be handled right away to prevent any more damage. And so this was around $26,000 per foundation. Definitely not in the budget. That was not in the rehab budget to get it to rent. Similar to a flip, you just are still having all those same expenses to get it to rent. Number 2, failing to keep track of your carrying cost. This is a big one. So many home renovation shows present an unrealistic timeline to the viewers. Before deciding to purchase a house, you need to be prepared to take care of the carrying costs until you can sell the home. So in most cases, it will take several months to purchase, renovate, and sell the home. So during this period, you have to know how much you're paying in taxes, insurance, utilities, and other miscellaneous costs like HOA fees. And I will share a personal experience on this one that has been brutal for a flip. So we have shifts in markets, right? And if you guys remember 2021, 2022, houses were flying off the market. This is in Tennessee. I don't know about where you live, but in Tennessee, they were flying off the market. Multiple offers, going over list. The market was crazy. So flips were going just like that too. So I had this flip. It was a little bit bigger than I normally do. And I had a very detailed budget, went slightly over budget, but not too bad. House goes on the market, has sat for 12 months, okay? When you have a high interest loan, right, for the mortgage, it's on 2 acres, so I had a high lawn care cost and utilities. 5,500 square feet is a lot of utilities, even just the house sitting by itself. Times that by 12, tremendous carrying costs. So you want to err on the cautious side of this. So if you think it's gonna take yourself 90 days, 120 days to flip, I would go ahead and allow for 6 months of carrying cost. So similarly, if you price the home too high when it's time to sell, then you can end up carrying the home for a much longer period than intended. So do your research, speak to a real estate agent, and decide what's best for price before you list the property. Number 3, so estimating your budget as you go. The main purpose behind flipping houses is to make a profit, am I right? So that is gonna be worth the time and effort spent buying, renovating, and selling the property. We all wanna make a profit. So while it can be exciting to think about the potential of a flip or even jumping into discussions with a real estate agent, you need to remember that if you are spending more money than you are making, then the entire ordeal is nothing more than an expensive hobby. So take some time to write down a very detailed budget of all the actual costs and use these numbers to help you stay on track so that you don't blow your budget on costly materials or extra labor or anything like that. And on to number 4, over improving the property. So this happens all the time. People get really carried away, they get excited, they wanna buy nice floors, they wanna buy, the prettiest light fixtures, and you've really got to, before you look at any kind of details on, making this budget, you want to first look at what could I sell this house for in this market, in this neighborhood, in this zip code. Because if you are looking at a, let's say, $300,000 house, okay, it's gonna have significantly different light fixtures than a $700,000 house, correct? You wanna know what price point you're gonna sell at and then make a smart move on not over improving the property. Take a look at the neighborhood, where the home is located. If you update an old home in an aging neighborhood with over-the-top additions, you're not gonna do that, right? You're gonna more likely go over the top a little bit, you know, in a higher end neighborhood, a higher end market, because you could end up losing on the sale price. This is because potential buyers are not just assessing the home, they are also assessing the neighborhood. So nobody wants to be the highest priced house in the neighborhood. Make sure you're not overpricing yourself out of the area. If the neighborhood looks aged, worn, and relatively inexpensive, then you likely won't see a large return for significant investments in high-end features, expensive flooring, marble showers, saltwater pool, things like that. Instead, aim to make the home comparable to other top-selling homes in that area or neighborhood. So number 5 is going to be ignoring the yard. This is huge. This is curb appeal. This is everyone's first impression. So it's easy to get caught up in replacing the floors, painting the walls, new cabinets, updating the bathrooms. But even before potential buyers get inside the home to see these upgrades, they are already getting first impressions from the yard. The curb appeal of the home is so important to consider, as well as maintaining the appearance of the side yard and backyard. If you're planning to sell the home in the spring or summer, consider hiring a landscaper. Plant some flowers and get the yard in shape before putting it on the market. This is gonna be huge. I always like to do minimal, clean landscaping, have some flowers on the front porch, a nice mat, a welcome mat right by the front door. And even during the colder months of the year, it's necessary to cut the lawn, rake the leaves, trim the hedges, and keep the pathways clear for prospective buyers. All right, guys, if you want to learn more about exactly how you can find houses to flip, check out this video right here, and feel free to reach out to me if you want to learn more about flipping houses, your first house, or investing in real estate. And if you got value from this episode, please like and subscribe today at Brandy Lydon.